Fellas, welcome to one of my key guide videos. Today I'm going to be going over every single key in Reserve. So far for key guide videos, we've completed Customs, Streets of Tarkov, Shoreline, and Labs, so check those out if needed. And as with the previous videos, we're going to be covering the following: every single key and its location, the loot behind the doors such as containers and potential loose loot, if the key is needed for a quest. If the key has a guaranteed spawn, we'll cover that as well. How much the key cost on the PvE flea market at the time of recording, mainly because I am a PvE player / YouTuber. Keep in mind that the market and its prices change often, so by the time you're watching this, the prices could be hugely different. I have to say this every time because I still get comments about it, but leave a comment about it if you want anyways, why not? But a lot of the keys stay around the general price, so that's why it's getting mentioned. Keeping all of that in mind, timestamps will be in the description as well as the timeline. Let's get started. Before we get our boots on the ground here, I'll show you a quick map of all the keys and their locations if you want to take a quick screenie. However, with the verticality and complexity of Reserve, this map is not the easiest to read, as to why I'm making this video. So starting out our keys, we'll head to the dome on the hill where the RB-KPRL is found. It is one of the guard shacks outside of the dome area, and behind this door is one standing weapon safe, one weapon cabinet, one 5x2 weapon box, one small safe under the desk, and two intel folder spawns, one on the desk and another on the safe. At the time of recording, this key is worth 600,000 rubles on the flea. Next up, also on the hill, into the dome, is the RB-KORL, or the KORL. The key can be found on the second floor, first door on the left. Behind this lock is two drawers, two intel folder spawns on the desk and on top of the drawers. It is worth 40,000 on the flea. Our last key on the hill is the RB-RS key. It can be found at the end of the hallway, same floor. Behind this lock is a potential of 5 toolboxes and some loose tech loot. It's worth 25k on the flea. Moving down the hill into White Pond, the RB-ORB2 locked door is on the second floor. This key is needed for the quest Inventory Check. Behind this lock is also loose weapons and or ammo, one drawer, one 4x4 weapon box, one 5x2 weapon box, and this key is worth $100,000 on the flea. Heading up the stairs twice more, we find ourselves at the RB-ORB1 key door. This key is also needed for Inventory Check. Behind this door is 3 weapon racks, loose weapon mods and ammo, 2 drawers, and an intel spawn on the floor. At the time of recording, this key is worth 780,000 on the flea. Now we're gonna head right next door to Black Pond and down the stairs to our first marked key, RB-BK. Behind this door is potential loose valuables, weapons, containers, keycards, etc. At the time of recording, a 10 use for the key is 16 million. Heading to the other side of the hallway, we have the RB-TB key door. Behind this lock is 3 weapon racks, loose weapon mods and ammo, and the key is worth 22,000 rubles on the flea market. Taking a short trip to the first floor, we find the RB-ORB3 key. This key is also needed for the quest Inventory Check, and behind the lock is 3 weapon racks, loose weapon mods and ammo, 2 drawers, and it's worth 70,000 rubles on the flea. Our last key in this building takes us up 1 floor, RB-OB. This is the last key needed for the quest Inventory Check. Behind this lock is a 1 drawer, an intel folder spawn on the desk, loose valuables on the desk, and that's it. Worth 700,000 rubles on the flea. Heading really quickly deep into the bunker, we have our second marked key, RB-PKPM. Behind this lock, just like most other locked rooms, loose valuables, weapons, containers, keycards, etc. But this marked room has an additional 3 drawers. I'm not sure if they count as marked drawers, however, I do find some good stuff in them pretty consistently, so worth a shit. Worth it, what? It's worth a hit. At the time of recording, a 10 use will run you 9 mil on the flea. Next up, we head across to the school, better known as Black Bishop. Our first key is on the ground level at the foot of the stairs, RB-AM. Behind this lock is 3 toolboxes, loose tools, junk items and weapon mods, 1 wooden crate, 1 jacket, an intel folder spawn, a good chance to find FP100s, and a good chance to find old fire steels. 30k on flea is your flea price. Heading up the stairs, just in front of us is the door for RB-AK. I will mention for this room, however, it has an easy bypass if you go up the stairs once more and then out the window straight ahead, drop onto the overhang, and then jump back into the window. I've personally never used this key because the bypass is so easy and it's been known for a while. However, behind the door and or window, depending on which way you enter, is 2 PC blocks, loose tech loot, 1 sports bag, potential vertex, Tetris, phase array element spawns, and ammo box spawns. The key is worth 18,000 rubles on flea, probably would be a lot more. However, the bypass. Leaving this building and heading across the street once more, we find ourselves in the medical building, or White Bishop. Sprinting up the set of stairs and heading to the left, we find the room RB-SMP. This key is needed for the quest Disease History. Behind this lock, we'll also find loose medical loot and stims. This key is worth 80,000 rubles on the flea. Heading down the hall and to the right, we have the RB-KSM key door. This key is also needed for Disease History. Also, behind this door is some loose medical loot and 1 sports bag. At the time of recording, 100,000 rubles is your flea price. We're heading over next door yet again to the King building in the center. Our first key takes us down to the main set of stairs and into the room on the left. RB-OP. Behind the key door for RB-OP, you will find loose valuables, 1 drawer, and an intel folder spawn on the desk. 12k on flea is your price. Just across the hall, we find the RB-GN key door. Behind the lock is 2 toolboxes, a possible FP100 spawn, a possible military battery spawn, and another possible fire steel spawn. Not gonna lie, this room caught me off guard how small it was. It was kinda hilarious. 18,000 rubles on flea is your price. Our next key takes us into the garage, up the stairs, keep right, and we'll find the RB-RH key. Behind this lock is a weapon rack, a weapon spawn on the table, and 2 drawers. This key is worth 6,000 rubles on the flea. Heading out the back door and across the campsite, we find ourselves in the 2nd floor of Black Knight. Take a left down the hall and you'll find RB-MP21. Behind this lock is 2 drawers, 1 weapon rack, weapon spawns, loose weapon mods and ammo, 1 toolbox, 1 4x4 weapon box, an intel spawn on the desk and cabinets, and a military battery spawn on the table. At the time of recording, 22k rubles is your flea price. So admittedly, I did miss 2 keys while recording, so I'm gonna have to throw them kinda nilly-willy in here. MP11, I think it's RB-MP11, is on the 2nd floor as well. And behind the lock, there's 1 jacket, 1 toolbox, an intel folder spawn on the desk, and it is worth 10,000 rubles on the flea. The second key I missed in the same building, but on the 1st floor next to the stairs, is MP12, I think RB-MP12 actually. And behind this lock is 1 jacket, 1 wooden crate, 2 intel folder spawns, 1 on the table and 1 left of that crate, a military battery spawn, and some loose ammo. At the time of recording, 23,000 rubles is your flea price. And hopefully that's the only keys I missed. Back to old me. We keep running over to the garages. To the left, the RB-ST can be found on the far left. This key is needed for multiple quests: Surplus Goods, Revision Reserve, and Snatch. You can get this key as a quest reward from the quest Spa Tour Part 7. Behind this lock is one 5x5 weapon box, one 5x2 weapon box, one 6x3 weapon box, 2 grenade boxes, loose ammo, loose weapon mods, and loose electronics, 2 military battery spawns, 2 different phased array element spawns, 1 military gyrotachometer spawn. At the time of recording, 100k is your flea price. Heading out of the garage to White Knight, we find the RB-MP13 key on the ground floor. Behind the lock is loose tools, 1 drawer, a possible military battery spawn, and an intel folder spawn on the chair. 10k on flea is your price. Heading into the side garage, hop up on the Jeep, you'll find the RB-MP22 key door on your right. Behind this lock, you will find 2 weapon racks, 1 wood ammo box, 1 toolbox, a possible military battery spawn, loose weapon mods, and tools. So I couldn't buy this key off of Flea, and there's no trade for it before I went into raid to record all the keys. I did find one on Flea after though, and it cost $500,000. I don't know if this key is worth that. I think it was just such a little amount on Flea, but hey man, do whatever you want. Anyways, our next set of keys takes us under the train yard into the food storage area underground. There are 4 sets of cages and therefore 4 keys. I will be grouping all these keys together for simplicity purposes, and if you got one of these on you, you might as well have them all. RB-PSP 1 and 2 and RB-PSV 1 and 2. The total container count behind all of the locked doors is 7 ration supply crates, 7 medical supply crates, 5 technical supply crates, 1 toolbox, loose food, and loose fuel. I do find a good bit of fuel down here. I do hit this place a lot, so definitely some of the best keys on reserve, especially for the cheap price of 80k for a total of all 4 of them on the Flea. And our last set of keys takes us to the very corner of the map into the barracks. The RB-AO key can be found in the first room just as you walk in. Behind the lock is 5 weapon racks, loose weapon mods, and that's kinda it. 18k rubles is your flea price. And our final key is the RB-VO Marked Key, making reserve the most marked map on Tarkov. Behind this door is loose valuables, weapons, containers, keycards, etc., like any other marked room. At the time of recording, a 10 use will cost you 9.5 million rubles. And that does it for every single key on reserve. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments. If you learned something, drop a comment or a like or something. You know, from me, the algorithm likes that, so help me out. My name is MrSchmup. I mainly do looting videos on PvE Tarkov, but I'll also do some general guides as well. So if you're new here and that interests you, go ahead and do what you want from there. And as always, thank you for joining me again.